work. Last Thursday, they just burned them up with that. Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that's only 4 days. Um, anyways, I said I was gonna wait until I said I was gonna wait until waiting to Monday Night Raw, but I have a hard time waiting, bro. Waiting is not my friend. No, we don't really get along. Um, so anyways, I did say 12 videos. And I feel like I really did do 12 videos already. But let's just act like I only did 10. And we got like 2 more to go. So anyways, let's get right into this. This is Triple H releasing major WWE stars Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre. Release reasons why. I don't believe this that.
There are a lot of wild wrestling news stories and rumors going around today, including the shocking gossip that former Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair may be forced into what many would call H reportedly planning to release or fire a bunch of major WWE wrestlers, and much more. So join us as the sports entertainer looks at the breaking wrestling news and rumors you need to know. Charlotte Flair retiring. Now we start off today's wrestling news with a major developing rumor that Charlotte Flair, the 14-time WWE Women's Champion, could be considering retirement after her latest major injury that has unfortunately put Flair back on the shelf for about 9 months, which is an incredible amount of time to say the least. As some of you are probably aware, Charlotte Flair tore her meniscus, ACL, and MCL during a botched spot in her match against Asuka on the December 8th edition of SmackDown, and just the other day, Flair underwent surgery in Alabama. Now, there has been some worry among wrestling fans recently that Charlotte Flair may be retiring from WWE because of her latest injury, because some are worried that Flair is becoming a bit injury-prone, especially with Flair's current moveset that has a lot of dives and high-risk moves, and one of our insider sources reported the following info on the matter, quote, "So we've been hearing rumors or speculation among fans that Charlotte Flair could be considering retirement after her injury last month during her match against Asuka, as it's a pretty damn serious injury that would keep Flair on the shelf for at least 9 months, more so a year. Now obviously Charlotte Flair has already accomplished all there is to do in WWE, I mean she's a 14-time women's champ already. However, in speaking with one source, Charlotte Flair isn't wanting her WWE career to end that way, she just won't let her story in WWE end in such an unceremonious way by getting injured and then retiring. So what we can say is that no, Charlotte Flair isn't planning to retire, at least not within the next 2 years. Though we have heard that Flair is beginning to see the end of her in-ring wrestling on the horizon, as she's now 37 years old and has a lot of wear and tear on the body, but again, Flair reportedly believes she still has at least 2 more years where she'll be at the top of her game, and it probably won't surprise you that a big goal Flair still has is to break her father Rick, Flair's 16 world title record, and Flair's close at 14. So yeah, don't expect Flair to hang up the boots just yet. However, in saying that, one big thing we can report is that there has apparently been some talk internally in WWE about Charlotte Flair adjusting her moveset when she returns, and removing a couple of her high-risk moves to lessen the chance of serious injury again, especially considering this latest injury Flair has dealt with is very serious and will take its toll on her body even after recovery, so no retirement plans as of yet, but WWE do plan for Flair to adjust her arsenal of moves when she returns. So that's the latest scoop on Charlotte Flair's status in WWE, and let's hope Flair is able to make a big return sometime this year in 2024, although again Flair's at least going to be gone for 9 months, which means she'll be missing WrestleMania 40, which definitely is pretty unfortunate news. MJF signing with WWE? Now there's no doubt that MJF is one of the biggest free agents in wrestling right now, because unless there's something we don't know about, Maxwell's contract with All Elite Wrestling was up at the end of December 2023, and MJF reportedly still hasn't signed a new contract with the company. Some fans feel it could be a bit of a storyline on AEW's part regarding MJF's status as a free agent, but according to one of our insider sources, there has been legit interest from WWE recently to acquire MJF regardless,
open
quote,
interest.
"Now we don't know the exact details surrounding MJF's status in AEW. It's more than possible that MJF has secretly signed with All Elite Wrestling recently, or has been signed to the company to a new deal for quite some time, and AEW are simply playing fans. But what we do know is that Triple H and other important WWE executives have been in contact with MJF regardless to test the waters, so to speak, regarding whether or not Maxwell."
There's one simple hearing hack anyone can use to improve their
I
hearing
think if
almost
he really
overnight.
was,
Did you know that
he
hearing
really did,
impairments have
I'm
nothing to do with
gonna
your
even
ears? The
bring up
ears
the
are
idea
nothing more than a
of
microphone
negotiating.
to the part of the brain.
But I don't know.
Would be interested
Maybe
in making the move over to
maybe
WWE
they
because,
just want
yes,
something
we
to
have been told that
almost
Triple
go
H
through
would sign MJF
for
in a
them to
heartbeat
say
if
he's
given
signed
the
with someone
chance.
else.
We have been told it really comes down to money. Were AEW able to offer MJF a lucrative enough deal to make MJF shut down the talks with WWE, or was Hunter's offer too tempting to pass up? We'll just have to wait and see where MJF goes from here, whether he stays in AEW or makes the move over to WWE. But the bottom line is WWE are and were very much interested in MJF, and if MJF had decided to legit leave AEW and proceeded to work out a contract with WWE, he'll probably be brought in for the Royal Rumble. That seems like a plausible timeline for MJF's return to action. Let us know if you guys want to see
This is
MJF
wrong.
make the jump from AEW
Didn't he
to
just get injured not too long
WWE,
ago?
or do you think MJF should try working out a new deal with All Elite Wrestling,
I wouldn't mind
and that he would be
either way.
better off there compared
If
to
he comes there, that's
WWE?
great.
Triple
If,
H releasing
not,
major WWE stars.
we'll be alright.
Now, it should really come as no surprise that
I don't-
there
I
are
don't hate
already
it.
some major rumors going around
I did
suggesting
at
that
first,
Triple
but I
H
kinda like
and
his
other
character
backstage
now.
WWE
I love his
officials
theme
are
song.
looking at the current roster list for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and considering which stars should be getting released or fired next, as WWE, especially in
bring
this
my
day and
boy,
age, are all
Odyssey
about
Jones
cutting costs and getting rid of
onto Monday
talent who
Night Raw.
WWE don't view as
He's
having a
starting to
big
have that
future in the
fear
company,
behind,
and one of our insider sources has
type of-
provided
he
some
gonna show
huge
up, but hasn't
details
show
on
up
some of the
yet.
wrestlers who could be included in the next batch of mass WWE releases in the near future. Quote, "I know we aren't that far removed from the last batch of mass WWE releases, with there being plenty of big stars let go back in September 2023, including Dolph Ziggler, Matt Riddle, and Elias, among many other smaller names, and there are a few major WWE stars that are reportedly at risk of getting cut at some
Even when
point
he
in
was to come to
2024.
the ring.
First on that list is Alexa Bliss. Now, when it comes to
and
Alexa
they'd be like,
Bliss,
"Introduce
her
him."
contract with WWE is running up in 2024, and as of right now, we have been told that Alexa has informed WWE that she may not be returning to the ring after recently starting a family with Ryan Cabrera, and considering Triple H reportedly doesn't have any major plans for Alexa, that's why it's more than possible that WWE will be releasing Alexa Bliss soon. Another couple of stars at risk of getting cut by
least he
WWE
didn't get-
soon are Drew McIntyre and Kevin
let go
Owens,
to
two
budget
superstars
cut.
whose WWE contracts are also up at some point in 2024. Triple H has apparently lost hope in working out a new deal with Drew McIntyre, who has refused to sign any new contracts up to this point, and the decision may very well be made internally in WWE to let McIntyre go when the next batch of releases are announced. And as far as Kevin Owens, once he's done working a filler feud with Logan Paul over the United States title on SmackDown, there are virtually no plans for Owens moving forward, and again, Owens' deal is up in 2024, he still hasn't re-signed. So much like Drew, WWE may decide to release Kevin Owens from his contract before his current deal actually expires.
Kevin Steen as
Jinder
All
Mahal
Elite.
is another name that has floated around internally in WWE as a possible roster cut, with his recent appearance with The Rock on Raw Day 1 possibly being his last, as again, there aren't any actual plans for Jinder in creative. His
wanted
appearance
Jinder
on
Mahal
Raw
to
was
be
simply
one.
Triple H's way of trolling
was going
fans with the
for it.
return of a former WWE champion. Shinsuke Nakamura has also apparently been discussed as a guy who may be let go in 2024 as one of the more surprising releases, especially considering his deal isn't up for a while. Some of the other names possibly at risk of getting cut soon include Shayna Baszler, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, the Viking Raiders, and Luke Gallows, along with Carl Anderson, who WWE reportedly feel are expendable. That's what we know right now. Let us know your guys' thoughts
I
on some
wouldn't
of the
let go
possible
of
next
Gallows
roster
and Coleman.
cuts in WWE, which
Please don't
include
let
some
them go.
former world champions
need
and
them
overall
to
big
take my
names,
word.
as well as the other wrestling news featured in this video, including interest from WWE in signing MJF, and the news that Charlotte Flair won't be retiring anytime soon, but will have a limited move set when she returns to avoid serious injury again. Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we
gotta continue on, bro. I want the video to be much longer.
That's it!
Hey guys, welcome to The Sports Entertainer. We have a ton of major wrestling news to share with you guys today, but before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss out on an episode. This will end horribly for WWE. Now we have some major news regarding the plans WWE have in place for WrestleMania 40 when it comes to the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and The Rock, who returned on Raw this week to essentially call out the Tribal Chief, and it's bad news for Cody Rhodes to say the least, and this whole situation will end badly for WWE in our opinion. Now, ever since WrestleMania 39 up until the Raw Day 1 show this week, everyone in the wrestling world thought that Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns 2 was a guarantee for WrestleMania 40 so that the American Nightmare could finish up his story with Roman Reigns, with Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter reporting these sentiments back in July 2023. Summarizing WWE's plans for Cody and Roman, quote, his storyline is that the belt that his father didn't win, which is apparently Roman's belt, that's the one that's the story, so basically, he almost has said it's next year's WrestleMania, which is the plan right now. Literally every wrestling news site were continuously reporting that Rhodes vs. Reigns 2 was a foregone conclusion for WrestleMania this year, but that all changed on Monday Night Raw this week with the return of The Rock. The Rock has stolen Cody Rhodes' spot for WrestleMania 40, and for any wrestling fans who believe that The Rock was returning to wrestle a match against Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber 2024 this February, and that Rhodes vs. Reigns was still planned for WrestleMania 40, that's not the case according to one of our sources who reported this on The Matter with us, quote, so we've been hearing a lot of speculation that WWE could decide to do the Roman Reigns versus The Rock Undisputed Championship match at February's Elimination Chamber event in Perth, Australia, with some fans citing the fact that there was a report back in December which revealed Australian tourism officials basically campaigned or pitched to have The Rock appear or wrestle on the show as part of their negotiations with WWE over Elimination Chamber, but in talking with our sources in the know, that isn't what WWE plan at all. Triple H and other high-ranking WWE executives feel as though The Rock vs. Roman Reigns is way too big of a match for a B-level premium live event like Elimination Chamber, and that the only fitting stage for it would be WrestleMania. So even though tourism officials in Australia were hoping for The Rock to appear at Elimination Chamber 2024, that isn't the event where WWE planned to pull off Reigns vs. The Rock. That just isn't the case. Now that's certainly not to say that WWE couldn't have The Rock appear at Elimination Chamber to please the Australian tourism officials who were hoping for The Rock to be featured on the show with a promo or segment of some kind, but as far as actually wrestling, and more so wrestling against Roman Reigns, that isn't happening at Elimination Chamber. At least that's what we know as of right now. The harsh reality that WWE fans need to realize is that The Rock has legit stolen Cody Rhodes' spot at WrestleMania 40, which is something that could cost WWE in the long run when it comes to one of the superstars they supposedly plan to build the company around moving forward in Cody Rhodes. What's sort of ironic or a bit sad about all of this is that back in November 2023, Cody Rhodes was asked in an interview with Busted Open Radio about The Rock possibly being at WrestleMania 40, and Cody was seriously sure and adamant that The Rock wasn't going to be taking his spot come WrestleMania this year. It's really unfortunate looking back now, quote, nobody has asked me about The Rock. I think they're scared to ask me or they don't want to be rude. I'll say this about The Rock. Coming on Pat McAfee's show, which I was watching live because I love Pat, and then SmackDown, The Rock did for sports entertainment so much, and continues to do so much by being the biggest star in Hollywood, that I'm able to be at the level that I'm at because I can stand on shoulders like those of The Rock's. He could have come on there and run me down and I would still have the highest respect for the Great One. He's honestly a model superstar for anyone who wants to supersede expectations. With that said, no matter what he said, anyone who asked me or confronted me on it, I'm not flinching. I feel if The Rock and I were in the same room, he would expect nothing less from me. If you think it's somebody else, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure you know it's me. That's the same attitude The Rock had when he was climbing the ladder. I don't care who it is. If that happens to be The Rock, if it happens to be anybody, a wonderful superstar like LA Knight, a stellar performer like Sami Zayn, line them up and I'm gonna do everything I can to outrun them. I mean that with the utmost respect. I wasn't shook at all by Rock's big day out. What I would say is, not flinching. If Rock is part of WrestleMania 40, that would be outstanding. It's The Rock, but I don't think he'll be in my spot. Well, unfortunately for Cody Rhodes, it looks like The Rock will very much be in his spot come WrestleMania 40, with this firstly being what Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter had to report just the other day regarding the possibility of The Rock facing off against the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns at WrestleMania this year instead of Cody Rhodes. Quote, "The reality is that even though the Cody Rhodes match has been teased and built on television, the Johnson match is far bigger financially. With WrestleMania sponsorship now a $20 million or more revenue stream, such a match is far bigger to potential sponsors. While there is no significant money in PPV, although this match would be expected to do more, and the live gate for the shows will be the same either way since they are selling out both nights, it will set the record for the most people ever watching a WWE non-linear television event. Clearly, WWE view The Rock versus Roman Reigns as the far bigger WrestleMania match compared to a rematch between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, and the fact that all signs point to WWE going with The Rock versus Roman Reigns at the Showcase of the Immortals this year puts WWE in serious danger of losing one of their top stars in Cody Rhodes if WWE don't give in to Cody's rumored demands. Here's what one of our insider sources reported on the demands Cody Rhodes is reportedly making to Triple H and other officials, and what could happen if WWE give in to these requests from Cody, or in the scenario that WWE move ahead with Reigns versus Rock. Quote, "So the consensus backstage in WWE is that creative are already beginning the groundwork for the Roman Reigns and Rock feud going into WrestleMania 40, and have shifted all focus away from Cody Rhodes when it comes to being a part of one of the two WrestleMania 40 main events. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship is planned to be one of the Mania main events this year, and the other is, not surprisingly, Reigns versus The Rock for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, and right now we've been told that nowhere in those plans is Cody Rhodes involved, which has apparently infuriated Cody Rhodes, and we can say is that we've heard rumblings that Cody Rhodes may have confronted Triple H backstage in WWE recently to make it known that while he doesn't care if The Rock is facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, he just wants to be included in the match, with there being rumors backstage that Cody Rhodes has made the following ultimatum to WWE. Either the company puts him in the Roman Reigns and Rock match at Mania, or Cody Rhodes will leave WWE and will do everything in his power to break out of his current WWE contract, so the call is up to Triple H. And considering the company have not been planning for a triple threat match between Cody, Reigns, and Rock, as WWE were just wanting to do Reigns and The Rock, this could legit mean that Cody Rhodes is essentially finished in WWE already, just over a year and a half after returning. Let us know your guys' thoughts on this major developing story regarding Cody Rhodes' sad status in WWE right now, and have WWE made the right call to move on from the Reigns-Cody rematch in favor of The Rock facing off against the Tribal Chief, or will the one-off match between Reigns and The Rock, with The Rock leaving WWE right afterwards, not make up for the fact that Cody Rhodes could be walking out of the company as a result of this decision by WWE? Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure...
I gotta say, legit, outside of that, when Roman Reigns showed up and Cody had the tag championships, I've not heard, like, Roman or Paul even mention Cody Rhodes. But, yeah, thank y'all for watching. We're gonna watch another video. And then, probably after another video, we'll probably make it to, I'd say about probably 7:40, and then I can take it like